Welcome to NFL Picks. This is our final show. It is sponsored by Rayon Cognac. Join the movement. We're joined here by the two winners, the co-winners, Southside Al and Baller. We're going to get their strategy on how they did it because they got it by the skin of their teeth this year. And you got Yinzer Mama who did real well, and also Wenhawk. He was going for the perfect picks and landed him in last place. But we all did over 500 in our winning percentage. So we all did really well. Of course, you have ice water there. And I want to go to Southside Al first because me and Ice used to talk sometimes offline and like, all right, we gotta get Southside Al. But what was your strategy, man, this year in the pits?
Well, the motivation was Ice Water and Puma because I just did not want to lose to them. But the other thing is that I had been watching a lot of football this season from anywhere from NFL Network to ESPN to Fox. And what I realized that a lot of teams were, like I'll give a good example, was Indianapolis. They started out strong, a couple of injuries happened, and then they went kaput. So teams like Indianapolis, teams like the Steelers, who started out strong, and then there are things that happen during the season that kind of put them in the skids, just like Baltimore and a couple other teams. So watching a lot of football every week, watching how teams were going up and down, generally kind of helped me have some pretty good picks every weekend. So just watching the consistency of teams, that's how I got my picks good.
All right, I got to go to Baller, and Baller used to be my roommate in college, so I kind of know how he thinks, and he analyzes everything, and he does his research. What was your strategy, man? Congratulations to both of you. What was your strategy?
Well, thank you. Well, I didn't watch a lot, so I more or less relied on standings, looking at injury reports, and just kind of what I did watch, kind of going by what I saw. So that was pretty much, my strategy. And just sometimes you make that mistake and you kind of go with your gut or your heart because it's your team. And so I know I ended up with a lot of losses doing that. That was pretty much my strategy.
Now, Yinzer Mama, I remember you, and I know your husband. We trained together, and sometimes he was like, "Well, I picked them this week," or "She did it this week." What was your strategy going into this season for your first time with NFL picks?
Yeah, this is my first time. Well, the first rule, and I told Nelson, and he didn't exactly agree with me, is you never bet against your own team ever. So I will always pick the Pittsburgh Steelers, even if they're 1-14. I will still, pick them. But I don't know. I really love Steelers football, and I got used to watching mainly social media about it and reading things and reading about other teams. When the Steelers are going to play the Bills, I'm going to, learn a little bit more. And I really didn't, to the end of this, start looking at like what place they're in. I'm like, oh, Houston's doing good. Oops. Like so I don't know. It's just fun. It's just fun. And sometimes he did pick and sometimes I did pick. I'd print out a sheet and I always posted though what I picked. So
Right. Now, Winhawk, I know plenty of times on the show, me and I said we need to have an intervention with Winhawk because we don't understand these. We're gonna sit you down like, listen. Well, what was going on? What was your strategy this year, man?
Okay. Well, first my strategy was a standpoint is that knowing ice water and you, and I've known ice water most of my life. I know what you guys do. You guys make it look easy. And everybody can say they can pick and stuff or whatever, but until you actually know what you guys do and how you got to go about it, I just didn't have the time this year to invest to try to go for number one. My goal was just trying to get like a 14 and one bracket or a 15 and one bracket. That was my goal from the beginning. Statistically, by those games that you're going to have, that's just a game that you just crash your head. So I was trying to pick every week at least two of those games and get it right. I did come across a couple of them that I did get right, and I had a couple of 10 and threes and 14 and two and stuff like that or whatever. But my goal was to get the perfect bracket. But next year I'm going to win. So I'm gonna be putting in a lot more research injury reports and stuff, but also to one of the things when I did fantasy football, I would always look at the weather in matchups. And so that's one of the things that you've got to look at weather reports and stuff and see where the games are played either inside or outside. Data shows that Miami can't win when it's less than 32 degrees, period.
Yeah.
So that's a win for you every week, just so you know. But next year, like I said, I'm coming in strong. I'm gonna try to go for the number one. Try to get Baller and Southside out, and of course I'll have to deal with you and Ice Water, but we'll see.
Now, I know you're not going to reveal your secrets, so I'm just going to how you pick and how you go about it. We argue all the time on the shows on why you're picking this team as opposed to this team. We had some great competitors. It was fun going through all this all year, and the group chat was fun listening to some of the stuff. But what is some of your strategy this year, and especially last week, because we thought we had it the last week where we were picking some teams. And then, like Wenhawk said earlier, some of these teams just sat their starters and was like, that was it for us.
Yeah, I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm glad that we had some new blood come in, do a little something. You try to put a little pressure on them, make sure that Southside House said he was looking for trying to make it pop, right? I think I kind of set my own self up when I made that statement that when the Bears beat the Cowboys, and I said they look like a playoff team.
Yeah.
And not only did they were a playoff team, they ran off with, you know what I'm saying? And Southside Al was like, every week, Chicago, Chicago. I was like, damn, he got it.
Yeah,
Now look where we at.
you told me that Ice Water, and I said they ain't no damn playoff team because
I
they had
said,
just
man,
beat my
if they keep
Cowboys.
playing the way they looking, and they just kept
They
going.
playing the
Look,
Cowboys. Come on,
now
man.
look
They playing the
where we
Cowboys.
at.
They look real good, and I mean, I wasn't surprised because I mean, I think the head coach did a really great, phenomenal job because a lot of them was confidence. Because you look at the quarterback and whatnot, and you could just tell when they played with momentum, they could beat a lot of teams. But sometimes they just kind of seem like they gave a half-ass effort. But when they really played and they started coming around, I was like, man, they look pretty good. I don't know if they're going to the Super Bowl or anything like that. But I really thought they were good enough at times based on momentum to kind of play with a lot of good teams. And that was cool too. But the other thing too was, I mean, I looked at the last week and I was like, all right, some things didn't make any sense. Plus, too, one of the things that stood out, which I really did too long and I should have paid attention a little bit more, was I stayed on that Kansas City train too long.
Yeah.
That's probably about 9 losses right there. I refused to get off
Upset,
that
boy.
train. I kept thinking, yeah,
They're
they're
going to
gonna
turn
do
it
this.
around. They're going to turn it
Yeah. I was like,
around.
no,
Yeah.
no. So that killed
No.
me. The other part was, especially with the last week, and I mean, it is what it is. Things was happening. The Giants beat the Cowboys. Like, they just quit. The Cowboys quit. They quit. And I was like, are you serious? Y'all quit? And it's like they took the quarterback out and put somebody else in.
Yeah.
By the second quarter, I was like, oh, man, well, I'm done. But the other part that really killed me, there's no way in hell Cleveland's supposed to win that game. No way.
I
No,
picked
I'm
it.
sitting there
I
going
picked
like,
it. Picked it.
Shador. I picked it.
oh
Shador.
Yeah.
man, I'm
Southside
sitting there
Al
going
picked
like,
Cleveland. Yeah.
I was like, there's no way they're gonna win this game. And Cincinnati came up, scored that touchdown, and then here comes Cleveland down. I was like, man, this is not meant to be. It's all good though. That was horrible, horrible. I'm calling the front office right now. What the hell is y'all doing?
All right. The playoffs have already started, and I'm going to go around, do a round robin. What do you think about the playoffs? And then I want you to pick who you think is going to be in the Super Bowl. Who are the two teams going to be in the Super Bowl? I already kind of picked. Yeah, I picked the teams I think is going to be in the Super Bowl, not the winner, but who's going to be in the Super Bowl. Yinzer Mama, I already know one team you already got in the Super Bowl, so you got the terrible towel there. All right, who's the other team representing the NFC?
Representing the AFC, NFC.
The NFC, yes.
Realistically, probably the Seahawks.
Okay.
But I hope it's the Bears.
Yeah, everybody.
You know, they're on a train. Like, they're on some kind of train right now. You know, I will lose my mind if we have to play Chicago. But I will. I think I would. You know, I don't know. I'm going with the Bears.
Okay. All right.
I think Seattle.
Okay. All right. Wenhawk, who you got?
I've got a dark horse. I think Houston's going to be the one.
What?
I think Houston's going to be the one in the AFC.
Here we go.
I know people think I'm crazy, but if Stroud is healthy, I think their defense. I think their defense is going to be the difference. I think their defense, and I think defense is what wins championships. And on the NFC is the Seattle Seahawks. I think the Seattle doesn't have to leave. Now the problem is going to be they have to. Their toughest game is going to be San Francisco. That's the game they got to play. If they get by them, they get to the Super Bowl. I think they win it, but it's going to come down to defense. But they have to get by the 49ers, and it's a rival. They play them tough every year. Every game is tough. There's no blowouts. But I think defense wins championships. So I'm going with Houston. I'm going with Seattle.
We got to talk Yinzer Mama doing the March Madness. We're going to be doing with the same group and maybe some more with March Madness. We got to talk her into doing March Madness because you're too much fun to keep out of that. So
yeah, we just got to have you just to choose. That's all.
All right.
Defenses do win games, but the Steelers have a defense too.
Yeah.
We'll see
tonight.
We'll see tonight.
Houston got a pretty good defense too.
Yeah. All right, Al, who you got in the Super Bowl?
Oh man, since like everybody is going with Seattle, and every pick I had this whole season was Seattle winning. So Seattle in the NFC, and I would say the Patriots in the AFC.
Seattle.
They just been whooping. They just been whooping everybody. They're a young team. They got energy. The quarterback is outstanding. The defense is outstanding. So I mean, you can't not overlook the Patriots because they have a coach who's been to the Super Bowl several times. He was an awesome player in the league, and he motivates that team. So I believe that New England will be in the Super Bowl. I'm not going to say they're going to win, but they definitely will be in the Super Bowl.
You got some people thinking in Chicago it's going to be Chicago and New England and going back to 85. But if you're here in Chicago, you hear a lot of things.
It's like Coach Dicker used to say, anybody living in the past are cowards and losers. So we do not want to have the Bears first time out trying to go to the Super Bowl, and they're barely winning playoff games. They could have lost that game the other night.
They should have lost that game, Southside.
Yeah.
They should have lost that game. Come on now.
So I don't want anybody to get all heartbroken and want to cut their wrists because the Bears lost this next round. So just letting you know.
All right, Ball. I know you're doing your gazintas and your figuring up there, man.
No, not really. I think in tonight's game, I'm going with Houston.
Okay.
But as far as I think the NFC, as far as going to the Super Bowl, I got Seattle. And then in the AFC, I've got New England.
Okay.
You Ball know how to pick this time.
I mean, that's I don't really have a strategy. I think I like the way New England's playing.
Yeah.
They're looking good. I think the 49ers with Kittle's getting hurt, I think that's gonna affect them.
But they still win games, Baller. That's crazy. How the hell has 49ers won as many games as they have, as hurt as they've been?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. They're outside the bell-shaped curve. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you looked at it from a statistic-wise, there's just no way they should be winning those games.
I'm going to pick mine, and then I'll go to Ice. I think it's going to be a battle of the MVP candidates. It's going to be the Los Angeles Rams against the New England Patriots. You got May, and you got the LA quarterback. They're playing poised. They're trying to get into that MVP conversation, and I do think May's going to win the MVP. But I think it's going to be a battle of the MVPs. I think Francisco will take out Seattle because I just don't trust Seattle's quarterback. I watched him when he was at USC. I watched him all his career. And when he starts to throw one interception, it turns into like 3 or 4. So San Francisco they had a game plan for defense in their last game. And I think they'll have a plan for him this game. Ice?
Yeah, this is crazy. I'm listening to everybody. It's kind of funny just watching everybody. Everybody has a strategy, and we all are going to be wrong as hell. Right? It's good to just have your own idea. You go right, you can beat your chest and go, I told you guys. Then you mess it up, you go. That was out there. That's the beauty of it, right? It don't matter. Everybody knows it's fun. You can be king or queen for the day, right? If you're right or not, people like, don't call me. I'm gonna talk to y'all like Philadelphia fans right now. They don't want to talk to nobody. They don't want to talk to nobody because you can't really tell. I looked at this back and forth and I watched some things, and two things come to my mind is a couple of things. I love the New England Patriots. I like Mike Vrabel. I like the way that he really got energy because when you look at that team, they weren't supposed to do really much anything. You know,
Yeah.
their running back got hurt. Then they had to get Travion Henderson, put him in there, got him going. Stephon Diggs, you know what he was going to be doing. Was he going to be in court, out of court, whatever? It all came together. I'm just saying, it all came together. You know, he got
That's,
charges now. Like the more
that's what
charges
helped.
you get, the better he play. But it's
That's
like
what
they
helped them
just
play
have
better.
back and forth. But I mean, I love them. I just don't think right now. I love them. I think I love Rabel because he's old school, kind of like that Ditka, old school, kind of hardcore. Plus, you know, he's a former Buckeye, so he got all that love too. But I just like the way he comes about it, and I think they're gonna be better down the line. I just don't think it's this year. I really was going for San Francisco. I really was because I
I
watched them
want
earlier in
to.
the
I
year.
really want to.
I'm serious because I watched them, and then Kittle got hurt, and I watched the game, you know, yesterday, and I was like, they're gonna let me down. And I think the Broncos are paper champions. I said that a long time ago. You know, you get along, everybody want to make this coach as great as he is, and they're gonna let you down. Although the defense is playing real well at times, they're gonna let you down. Pittsburgh, you know, it's cool. I know they got diehard fans. I got some friends out in California that love Pittsburgh too, and they
Depth.
they ride and die with them. But I don't know. Sometimes I just kind of go. I'm like, man, come on, just I don't know. Anyway, with all that being said, the main reason why I'm picking these two teams is because two two teams are out that I think can make a major difference. And I told Wenhawk this. Kansas City's not there, so Mahomes is gone, right? So you can write that off. And Lamar Jackson's not there either. Those are two people that can really make a difference no matter what, because they
Yeah.
MVP types when they're healthy. They can make they game changers. So with that being said, there's a couple of things that need to happen. So I'm gonna go with this is gonna be really obscure. I'm picking the Rams. I had the Rams. I've been watching the Rams a long time, and they hurt me earlier in the year when they lost San Francisco. They have the dynamic to make it happen. I like their coach when he's not scared and he lets them go. I like the way that they play. So I like the Rams. And the other one, just because it's just so damn overdue. I'm going with Buffalo, man.
What?
It's Allen's
Wow.
turn. It's his
Oh my
turn,
God.
bro.
Wow.
They've
Oh
been
my
waiting for
God.
69 years.
Oh my
It's his
God.
time.
They
Now,
almost
Ice
lost.
water.
listen,
They almost lost that game yesterday.
I understand. We understand all that. But when you look over the years against
Wow.
No good.
Cincinnati
Ice,
over and over, there is
ice.
no, in my opinion, when they play the way they're supposed to, when he play right, Allen plays right, he has some of the most experience. He done lost every game, right? I said the only thing he had right for years in the postseason, he had that proverbial handshake ready, how to say, I lost again when he shake Mahomes' hand. He had that down to a science, bruh. It's his time. It is
Ice
his
water.
time. I'm
Ice
just
water.
saying, it's his
Ice
time.
water.
So that's where I'm gonna go. I'm going Buffalo and I'm going the Rams because
Ice
no one
water.
thinks Buffalo gonna win, and that's when they can win. And the Rams just, man, when they get on, you have a shootout. So who knows? I'm gonna
Ice,
be wrong as
ice
hell,
water.
but I went for it. Go ahead.
Ice water. Let me say this. It's going to be 25 on Saturday, possible chance of either rain, showers, or snow. So just like all these other warm weather teams, and this team plays indoors, they not going to beat the Bears in that weather. Every
Okay.
time they have played in cold weather cities, they've struggled.
Okay.
So that being said, that that's your pick, but the
Yeah.
Chicago Bears is gonna beat them and beat them
Okay.
bad.
Here we
You
go.
know,
I with the Chicago Bears.
hey, you know what? Southside, I'm glad you like that confidence because you've been rolling with Chicago all year. But just because you say that's gonna happen with the weather, we none of us know, bro. So I'm gonna ride it out till it
Just
happens.
Ice water, just like Jesus said, it is spoken. So that is that.
I hear you.
Hey, but Southside, you right. The statistics show the number. Miami, 0-7, minus 32 degrees.
Yeah,
Indoor teams playing outside, 0-5.
they
Come
don't
on now.
play good.
It just
I
don't
agree
play
with
good.
that
Don't
They'll
too.
play
play
good.
good.
But also
They don't
too,
play good.
some teams you talking about had horrible coaches and horrible quarterbacks. So along with that weather, we'll see though. I mean, I like to see Chicago do well, but Southside, you and I both know. Let's keep this 100. I ain't mad at you. I ain't saying they are gonna lose, but you are just really this close and nervous as hell that Caleb gonna paint his nails again this week, and they gonna mess the hell up this weekend.
Look, the psychedelic quarterback always plays good with his nails painted. I hope
He
he
gonna
get a
paint his.
nice
You
gloss
know,
on him this
he ain't had no
weekend.
polish on this week. He don't know which way coming and going, bro.
That's
So
right.
I
That's
mean,
why he
he's
got to
so
go.
wishy
He got to
washy.
go to the
I'm
nail
just.
shop. In fact, I'm gonna call him up. We both gonna get our nails done. He gonna get his hands done. I'm getting our feet done.
The only thing is gonna save you is the coach. Ben Johnson's gonna shake him and say, "You need to get out of that BS, man. Wake up, wake up."
Hey, he gonna get black tint or something, and he gonna be all right on Sunday.
All right. But fun doesn't end here, folks. The regular season in the NFL is over, but we're going to do March Madness with the same usual suspects. We're going to pull Yinzer Mama in. I'll work on her in the next few weeks, send her videos of basketball games and all that other stuff, and work on everybody else. Get Pop an email account so he can put his own picks in and not let me put them in. So yeah, we'll come together the following week, and not the following week, but the following weeks, and we'll do March Madness. Well, I want to thank you all for participating. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed getting up on Sundays and looking at who won, who didn't, and just checking it off and sending you the schedule and getting the. Sometimes I would look at the picks and go, "Wow, they picked that. Okay, all right." So
Well, hey, that was me.
yeah, Wenhawk, we still gonna do an intervention on you, brother. The next time we do it, we're going to set it up on the computer, so I won't have to do it by hand. That's with March Madness and the NFL. We started too late with the NFL, so that's why I had to do it by hand. We couldn't get on there in time, but we're going to do it so I don't make any mistakes with the picks and all that other stuff. I was getting tired in the last few weeks, and I had ice water picking a bunch of folks he didn't pick, basically looking at Wenhawk's schedule and thinking it was ice. So
I demand a recount. I demand a recount.
Hey, the election was stolen. It was stolen. It wasn't me.
Thank you all. Appreciate you all. You made this a lot of fun. We hadn't had this much fun in a lot of years. That's why I wanted to do a send-off show. All of us seeing each other's faces, and we look forward to March Madness. Watch your college basketball. It's some great games happening. So if you haven't been watching, there's been some great games. And Yinzer, Mama, you can just pick out the favorite mascot, and you'll probably win. You'll probably win.
Hey, Puma,
all right.
Puma.
Okay, all right. I will pick Florida State though. It's my husband's team.
Okay. All right.
I got a quick suggestion.
Sure.
So Mama, here's what you can do. Since you said you don't really watch basketball, we're gonna call this Team Yinzer Mama. So you get a bunch of people together and y'all work together on your picks, and that's gonna be your squad. So you got 10, 12 people, and y'all sit down and talk about it, put it in, and y'all win. That's what it is.
And I can pick my people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be nurses from the hospital. It works.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, great.
Hey, it's like doing the lottery, girl. That's what you do. You get your whole team together, y'all pick numbers, and maybe y'all win. Just saying.
All right. Okay. You got me.
And do your favorite colors too. Favorite team color.
Favorite color, favorite mascot. It always works.
Okay.
I don't know why. It always works. It always works. All right. Thank you all. And we'll see you real soon.
All right. See y'all.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right.